Tough guy. Tough competitor. Tough competitor. I want to thank everybody for coming out. Thank the media. Thank Showtime, CBS. It's been truly an amazing ride. 17 years. I'm truly blessed to be where I'm at. I have a tremendous team. We work hard day in and day out. You know, you guys have done a great job, you know, promoting the fight, and I was built for this. What else can I say? My dad done a good job. My Uncle Roger done a good job in camp. We had a great training camp. You know, I feel good. I feel strong. A lot of people thought the layoff was going to play a major problem, but it didn't. And we stuck to the game plan. But there's so many people that works behind the scenes, you know, with my camp and with my team that don't get the props. Like, you know, Boza Edwards, he works day in and day out. He runs my gym. My mother, two brothers, my Uncle John, my Uncle Gerald, my Uncle Jeff. People that works behind the scenes that don't get the credit that they really deserve. And I have so many people that's in my staff that help me get to this point, you know. At this level, when you get to the pinnacle, it's not just inside the ring. You gotta have people take care of things outside the ring as well, so that you're comfortable, so you can go in there and perform like you need to perform. And tonight was just another stepping stone. We still got 5 more fights, and we'll see where we go from there. Like I said before, you know, as far as the Miguel Cotto fight, I felt like I got hit with shots I shouldn't have got hit with, so I had to bring the defense master back, my father. And I hurt my hand. I think I hurt my hand midway through the fight. I think it was around I started coming on strong. My father told me, it's time for you to walk to him now. You took your time. You kept your composure. You boxed smart. You hit him with some big shots. Now he's wore down. He said, now it's time for you, you know, to go forward. And then I started hitting him with all the big shots, but I ended up hurting my hand. So I came back. I wasn't using my hand the next round. I think it was the 10th round. My dad said, did you hurt your hand? I said, yeah, but I didn't want to tell him I hurt my hand. So I said, you know what, forget it. You know, I was built for this, so I kept using it, you know, the best way I could. But like I said, you guys been a great audience. The media, you guys done a tremendous job. And Showtime, CBS, you guys done everything I asked of you. And we don't stop now. We're gonna keep moving on. We're gonna continue to stay positive, continue to keep believing, and continue to work hard. What else can I say? You guys have been great. I know you guys got questions, 1,000 questions.
Floyd, congratulations.
That's Dave Mayo. I know that voice since I've been 10 years old. Where you at? What's going on?
Was there, I know you're in a fight, and the emotions of the fight run high, but when you were coming back in the corner between rounds, was there any emotional thought to the idea that you were working with your father again?
No, you know, the great thing about my father is he was like, listen, if you're winning and you're not taking punishment, keep doing what you're doing. A couple times he said, now we're gonna use more feints, you know, let's go to the body more. But I could tell with experience when I went to his body a couple times, he started protecting his body, because I think I hurt him to the body. He started protecting his body. That comes with experience. So I was like, if I can't go to the body, I'm gonna keep, you know, throwing the right hook, and because he was looking for the left hook, because, you know, I knocked a lot of guys out with the left hook. So my last 2 fights, I've been throwing the right hook, because you don't see a lot of fighters in boxing throwing the right hook.
Floyd, over here to your left. Floyd, congratulations on a fine performance. The punch stats show that he only landed 19% of his punches. I'd like your comment on that, and also, are you hopeful that your next fight will be against Canelo Alvarez?
Well, I just came off a solid victory tonight. And like I said before, I'm closer to 40 than I'm to 21, so I feel like I'm in a position to take some time off, talk it over with Al Heyman, talk it over with my father, and Leonard and the rest of my team, and see what we come up with. You know, I don't want to just, you know, he's a young guy. I'm not saying that Floyd Mayweather's not going to duck or dodge anyone, but I'm at the pinnacle in the sport. You know, I earn my stripes. You know, you don't get to this point, you know, by working. I worked hard for 17 years to get to this point. So I'm not in a rush. Canelo Alvarez is a hell of a fighter. But last, you know, when I seen him against Trout, I thought the fight was a lot closer than they judged the fight, you know, because I think Trout he wasn't landing big shots, but he was more active. But like I said before, that's not for me to worry about. My job is to keep going out there and racking up victories and being the best Floyd Mayweather that I can be.
Floyd, straight ahead. How are you?
What's up? My dude, Dan. What's up, baby?
Congratulations on your victory tonight. It was a very impressive performance. And you spent a lot of time talking to your father about the defense and why you brought him back. But the offense, to me, seemed even more sensational than the defense because the straight right hand could not miss. And you landed 60% of your power punches. And I wondered if you could address the fact that as good as the defense was, and that's what you and your father talked about, how impressive the offense was. And I'd also like to know if your plan as of right now is still to come back and fight here on September the 14th.
I got plans on fighting in September, yes. We're going to be back in September. That's the plan. I didn't really take no, I took a couple shots, wild shots in the inside. That comes with the territory.
And also on the offense.
Well, my dad, before we went out there, I remember the last thing my father told me before we went to the ring. He was like, listen, because I don't watch tapes of fighters. I let my trainer and my team do that. All I do is go out there and execute the game plan that's delivered to me. My dad said, I'm going to tell you what's going to get him, the right hand. He said, yes, you can use the jab, but I'm going to tell you what's going to get him. Right hands all day. And so all I did was went out there and execute the game plan that was delivered to me. And so, like I said before, but we had in camp, we had a great chemistry. My dad wasn't stepping on Roger's toes, Roger wasn't stepping on my dad's toes, and sometimes they're trying to get them to bicker back and forth, but we had a great training camp, and everything played out like it should. Of this magnitude takes 6 months to build, and sometimes it takes a year to build an exclusive pay-per-view fight. But like I said, once I shook the cobwebs off and my father seen me box and come back around to my old self, he said, you know what, I'm not worried.
And the second question I want to ask you is, I asked your father this earlier, but can you compare yourself to some of the great fighters of all time, like Ray Leonard and Ray Robinson, and especially the guys in your weight classes like Duran and Tommy Hearns and those kind of guys? How do you think you would do against them? And are you disappointed at all that you don't have that type of opponent out there to face?
It's not that. It's not that. It's just that it's not bragging or boasting. I take my hat off to Sugar Ray Leonard and all those other fighters that paved the way for me to be where I'm at today. And I'm not here to match myself against them because I'm not in their, like I said before, I'm not in their era. But I respect them. I take my hat off to them. I'm in my era. I just do what I do.
Floyd, you're right over here. Rich Murata here. Hey, Floyd.
How you doing?
Good, man. Thank you. Congratulations. Masterful performance tonight. I just wondered, did you expect more of a roughhouse and dirty kind of approach from Robert Guerrero tonight, where he would try to really get physical, or were you actually able to control that kind of thing so that it never actually occurred?
Well, I told you, if you guys can go back and look at All Access and you look at the interviews, I told you it's different when it's on this level. This is at the pinnacle of the sport. This is, like I said before, the pressure when you come in on this level is not like regular pressure when you're fighting on just a regular network. And, when you're at the pinnacle, you have to be prepared for this all the way around the board, because mentally this can really mess with you. See, me myself, I don't read articles. I don't go read the articles. I don't read all that stuff. What I try to do is focus on my craft. I go to the boxing gym. I do what I got to do. I work hard. I go home. I rest. And then, like I said before, I gave this sport my whole life. And like I said before, I'm never going to overlook no opponent. I wasn't going to overlook this guy because this guy came up from a smaller weight class. I came up from a smaller weight class also. But what it came down to is mental. It's a mental game. And I told him this is chess, it's not checkers. So, my legs, they said I was losing my legs because I was 36. I showed the world I still can box. I showed them my defense is still there. I showed them I'm still fast. And like I said before, we had a great training camp. I can't cry or complain about nothing, no matter how the fight played out. It is what it is.
Floyd, over here, Floyd, to your left. To your right, sorry. Congratulations on the first fight on the whole CBS deal, great performance. you keep proving that nobody can really crack the code to Floyd, and over and over again. So do you think that at this point that a lot of these fighters, they feel like just to be in the ring and face you is a success, it's a win because of the big event, the pay-per-view, and these guys don't really think that they can really genuinely beat you?
It looks different. I think they think they can win, but it's really different on the outside. A lot of people say, you know what, I'm ready for the big event. I'm ready to face Floyd Mayweather. And I can remember when I was a kid, you know, I was like, one day, you know, when I seen Mike Tyson, when Mike Tyson used to fight, I was a teenager. I came out here to Las Vegas, and I seen Mike Tyson at the boxing gym a few times. I used to see him because we trained at the same boxing gym. He used to have nice Bentleys and stuff, and I said, you know, if I can keep working hard, I can get it. You know, I said, if I just keep dedicating myself to my craft, I can get it. But as far as opponents, I truly believe they think they can win, but it's different when you're inside there. It looks like, oh, I can hit him with this shot, I can hit him with that shot. And how I weighed my options for this fight, I said, okay, he fought Casitas, and it was a tough fight. And Marquez beat Casitas. And then I said, okay, he fought Casamayor, he went the distance. Casamayor is like 40 years old. So I said, Marquez knocked Casamayor out. Then I said, well, Floyd, is he a stronger puncher than Cotto? I said, nah. I said, well, is he a better fighter than Cotto? I said, we'll just have to see. And that's how I weighed my options. But do I think the fighters think that they can win? Yes. You know, it's so crazy. You know, the crazy thing about my career is, you know, when I used to be in my bedroom when I was a kid, had different posters on the wall of different fighters. And what's crazy is, the poster that I had right behind me, when I lay down every night, I see a poster above me. Actually, it's above me. I see a poster every day. And I used to watch boxing. I think it was in the forum then. You know, I think used to do it. Yes. And I seen this fighter fight. I was like, man, he is unbelievable. No fighter would never beat this fighter. I don't like his style. He was tall. He was rangy. And at that particular time, I was probably 16 years old. And 5 years later, I was across the ring from him. Wow. So, you know, life is crazy.
Oh, okay. Hey,
it's just that he's set in his ways and I'm set in my ways. And we're going to have differences, even in the gym. You know what? Sometimes he tell me he want certain things out of me. And come on up, champ. Robert Guerrero. Well, hopefully I call the stats out. You know, 6-time world champion in 4 different weight classes. I'm letting him get the mic too because he's only respectful.
One more?
One more. Did I got it right? 6-time world champion, 4 different weight classes? Robert Guerrero, ladies and gentlemen.
Just want to say thank God. You know, God's great. Hey, you know what? He put me in this position. You know what? I came up short tonight, but you know what? I'm still going to praise God with all my heart because, you know, that's what it's about. Like I said, win, fall, lose. Hey, that's what I'm here. My mission is to spread the gospel, and that's what I'm here for. And I hope I touched a lot of hearts. Hey, you know what? Floyd's a great fighter. He came, did his thing. Hey, he moved real good in the ring. But hey, you know what? I'll be back.
I want to say Richard Schaefer. I want to thank Richard Schaefer and Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy Promotions. We work hand in hand. You know, we got Mayweather Promotions, and our ultimate goal is someday, you know, hopefully someday we can have the same many fighters as Golden Boy. We got our share of fighters. I'm still growing, still learning, but we work hand in hand. And Golden Boy Promotions has done a tremendous job. The staff, everybody from their whole camp and their whole team. And I want to continue to work hand in hand with these guys. You know, we had a great turnout, and boxing will live on. What else can I say? Boxing will live on.
Floyd, John Saraceno from USA Today.
You had me up late the other day. You came to my house, had me up late. You walked on my white carpet with your shoes on. But you put a great story out about me.
You left out the $35,000 white carpet. Wanted to ask you, you really made it look easy tonight. And you were, for much of the fight, pot-shotting him. And it looked like you were going to probably stop him. Was that one of your main goals tonight, to either knock him out or stop him?
I knew Robert wasn't going to lay down. I knew he wasn't. He's not one of those type of fighters. He's a tough competitor. He has heart, and he kept bringing it no matter what. He's tougher than what I thought he was actually. And like I said before, that's why I pushed myself to the limit. I'm not gonna lie. This was my best training camp thus far. And I looked over. I was like, "Is it over?" He said, "Here you come again." So, like I said before, it's not about. It's really not about. He believed in God just like I believe in God. The only thing I was saying, it's not really about religion, but everybody lived their life the way they lived their life. I can't knock him for that. A lot of times people just see, like even in all access, a lot of times you see, the flashy cars, the jewelry, the money, but they'll never show when I'm feeding the less fortunate or I'm giving back to the schools. That's what they don't show. But I can't say, and this didn't start with all access. I mean, this started a long time ago when they could have been showing me giving back to families that's less fortunate, feeding the homeless. It's not just about, once you get to a certain level, it's a business. It's about selling tickets. So, that's how it works, and I understand it. I understand the business.
Floyd, we were asking some questions about how the year layoff would affect you at your age now, how the jail term would affect you. Did you ever have those questions yourself? And if you did, when did they go away that you knew you could get back to the same old Floyd Mayweather that we saw tonight?
Well, always when I take a long time off, from training, when I get back in the gym, I get to work and I'm like, damn, do I still got it? Because when I go right back to the gym the first day, I box to test myself to see if I still got it. But like I said before, tonight, I was the better man. He's still a champion. Wanted to hold his head up high. He got a great team. And what else can I say? I mean, everybody else that I fought, they didn't have no personality, but they brought it. They brought it. When I say trash talking, they brought it. I said, listen. I sat back and said, listen. They talking all the trash. I ain't got to say nothing no more. Let them do it. But like I said before, he got a heart of a lion. He got a great father. He got a great manager. His whole staff, his whole team. And I take my hat off to the Bay Area and Gilroy. You guys got a true champion right here.
May I ask you a question? I'm trying my best to get this question. Over here, Floyd. What I wanted to do was to find out. Yeah, me. I wanted to find why they keep going up talking about you 36 years old when there are guys 40 years old, like Bernard Hopkins was over here the other day when he was 50. 36, it's just 36 as far, and you still have a lot.
It's really not about, I don't think it's really about the age. I really think it's how you take care of your body. And I think I've took care of my body over the years, whereas some fighters I like to party, but I'm not drinking alcohol. I may buy alcohol for my friends, but I'm not drinking. I'm not abusing my body. I've learned that at a young age. And like I said before, I'm more of a thinker, smart, longevity. I look at things as longevity, not just short term. I didn't want a short term career. I wanted a long term career. But Bernard Hopkins is like I said before, he's a true champion. And I take my hat off to him to be 48 years old and be world champion. Not me, but I got 5 more fights and I'm through with the sport. But Bernard Hopkins he's a legend. He's a future Hall of Famer, if he's not already in the Hall of Fame. And you know, someday, you know, hopefully I can be in the Hall of Fame.
All right, thank you so much.
Congratulations, Floyd, over here. Congratulations. Superb boxing display. When you started landing the right hand, and you saw that you were able to do it more consistently throughout the bout, did you see that it was keeping him off balance at any point?
I could tell, you know, I could tell from just us getting inside. The first couple rounds, I said, I could tell by he was trying to counterpunch. So I was like, listen, I could tell he got some experience. So I said, you know, I'm going to take my time and see what we come up with down the line. Because, you know, like I said before, every fighter comes out smoking. And, you know, it's just, I feel like I've been in more bigger fight. So I'm able to handle the pressure a lot more. You know, as far as Miguel Cotto keeping pressure, you know, majority of the fighters, they all got the same game plan. You know, to throw a lot of punches, go to the body. That's why, you know, I was in training camp. Everybody want to keep a lot of pressure and go to the body. It's not going to slow me down. That's why I'm doing 400 sit-ups a day. I'm doing 400 sit-ups a day. I'm pushing myself to the limit. And what I say to myself when I was in camp, I was like, I was working out 3 times a day. I was like, I know Robert's asleep right now, so I better work because he's young and I know he's going to bring the pressure. So that's what I said to myself. But he's a tough competitor. I'm not here to badmouth him. We said what we had to say. He said what he had to say. I said what I had to say. We settled our beef and we may meet down the line. I never know. You never know. But you know, I got 5 more fights.